In today's age of social media, it's shocking to see the lengths some individuals will go to for fame. Johnny Somali, a controversial internet personality, recently made headlines with a series of disrespectful and disturbing acts in South Korea. Known for pushing boundaries, Johnny crossed lines that few would dare approach, managing to insult an entire nation and put his freedom at risk. His behavior has sparked a worldwide conversation about online fame, cultural respect, and the consequences of reckless actions. Let's delve into how Johnny's quest for attention turned into a series of public outrages, ultimately leading to serious repercussions. One of Johnny's most shocking and offensive acts was his desecration of a World War II memorial statue, a deeply significant monument dedicated to the memory of the comfort women. These were women and girls, many still children, who were forced into horrific exploitation by the Imperial Japanese Army during the war. In a disturbing display, Johnny danced and performed suggestive moves in front of the statue. What was intended as a moment of remembrance and respect for these victims became the site of Johnny's crude mockery. His actions were seen by many as not only disrespectful to the memory of these women but also to the Korean people who have a deep connection to this painful part of their history. Social media erupted in anger, with countless users expressing outrage and disbelief at Johnny's willingness to degrade a solemn memorial for fleeting attention online. The shocking disrespect didn't stop there. Johnny continued his public disruptions, targeting yet another sacred space, this time a convenience store, a staple in Korean neighborhoods and a symbol of everyday life. He entered a local 7-Eleven, blasting loud music, creating a ruckus, and leaving a trail of mess behind. When an elderly store employee, who was simply doing her job, kindly asked Johnny to lower the volume and tone down his behavior, his response was both shocking and condescending. Instead of apologizing, he berated the woman, shouting at her and escalating his antics. As the employee watched, Johnny went so far as to spill food, throw litter across the store, and cause a disruption that left the place in a chaotic state.
Sorry, I'm black. I'm not gonna drink nothing. I don't drink. Here, no drink.
The incident left viewers online both furious and saddened as they watched this woman, simply trying to work, become the target of Johnny's taunts and disrespect. It was evident by now that Johnny's behavior wasn't limited to isolated incidents. He was systematically going out of his way to provoke the Korean public. And for what? Viewers began to speculate that his goal was to maximize shock value for more views and followers. He took pride in his reckless stunts, even broadcasting his plans to his audience. For instance, after defiling multiple memorials, Johnny informed his viewers of his next target, a statement that deeply unsettled many. He would ask his fans to help him identify other monuments and significant spots to visit and disrupt. His live-streamed provocations quickly turned into a sick game as he pushed the boundaries of decency and encouraged his followers to engage with his antics. For Johnny, the more shocking the action, the more entertaining the content, and he was determined to make his mark, no matter the cost.
Call the police, stupid ass. Stupid ass. I didn't even drink here.
The Korean public, however, was not about to stand idly by while Johnny disrespected their culture and history. Outraged by his actions, many Korean citizens began to take matters into their own hands. One notable incident involved a local who managed to deliver a quick punch to Johnny during one of his live streams. In what many online considered a moment of poetic justice, the drive-by punch was seen as a symbol of resistance from ordinary Koreans who had had enough.
Go to Johnny's room, we're gonna have a good time. Whoa! Bravo! Guys. No.
Despite this, Johnny seemed undeterred, brushing off the public backlash and carrying on with his antics as though nothing could touch him. But as his behavior escalated, so did the determination of those who wanted him to face consequences. Some locals even set a $700 bounty on Johnny's head, hoping it would encourage someone to capture him in the act and report him to authorities. For Koreans, this wasn't just about one man's offensive behavior, it was about standing up against an outsider who was openly mocking their culture and disrespecting their history.
Keep walking. Keep walking.
It's okay.
Take out my phone.
You better get your phone. Yo, give him his phone. Give him his phone. Give him his phone.
Things took a serious turn, however, when Johnny crossed paths with someone who had the skill and discipline to handle him properly. In a particularly intense encounter, Johnny was confronted by a Korean ex-Special Forces operative. The former agent tracked him down, showing that Johnny's actions had serious repercussions. In a moment that left Johnny visibly shaken, the ex-operative confronted him, making it clear that Johnny had finally crossed one line too many. For someone who had thrived on provoking others without consequence, Johnny's run-in with a trained professional was a wake-up call. Yet, even in this moment of confrontation, Johnny continued to downplay his actions, acting as though the anger of an entire nation was merely entertainment.
What do you got? Oh! Yo!
As Johnny continued to stir up trouble, it became inevitable that Korean authorities would step in. Eventually, the government took action, arresting him and placing restrictions on his freedom. Korean authorities confiscated his passport, effectively barring him from leaving the country while they investigated his actions. This was a significant development, as Johnny now faced legal consequences that could have a lasting impact on his life. He is currently under investigation for charges that include obstruction of business, assault, and harassment. Reports suggest that if found guilty, Johnny could face up to 10 years in prison, a sentence that could reshape his life and career dramatically. For many, the potential of a lengthy prison sentence for Johnny felt like a fitting response to his long list of offenses. In the aftermath of his arrest, many Koreans and internet users around the world have voiced support for his punishment, with some even suggesting he be deported to North Korea to face the strict legal system there. Although it remains unlikely, the suggestion reflects just how deeply Johnny's actions have impacted the Korean public and international viewers alike. He has become a symbol of the negative extremes of internet fame, a cautionary tale about the consequences of ignoring cultural respect in pursuit of shock value. Johnny's story serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of fame at any cost. His reckless actions, once seen as attention-grabbing, have now left him isolated in a foreign country, facing criminal charges, and with little support from the community he once sought to entertain. As he awaits the outcome of his case, his story raises important questions about the boundaries of social media, cultural respect, and the consequences of actions taken in the name of internet fame. For viewers, it's a chilling example of how far some will go for notoriety, but it also serves as a hopeful reminder that actions have consequences and that disrespect for another culture will not go unchallenged.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
In the end, while Johnny's intentions may have been to entertain, he has inadvertently sparked a global conversation about respect and responsibility. His journey from a controversial streamer to a potential inmate in a Korean prison is a sobering reminder that fame is fleeting, but actions have lasting impacts. For now, Johnny waits to face the Korean justice system, and the world watches to see how this cautionary tale will conclude.